What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the dope. All right, man, look, I had to drop this video back to back. I usually give some space sometimes between my videos. I know I drop multiple videos a day, but I had to do this one back to back because I'm going to be busy for the rest of the day working on Hard Knock Nights Live, the new boxing game coming out for PlayStation and Xbox end of year this year. If you guys don't know, I know a lot of my day one show business partners, they are intensely waiting on the game and updates and stuff like that for the game, but we're working. All right, and for you guys who don't know, I have this new boxing game coming out working with Kenadap Studio. You could go to the website hardknocknights.live to see updates on the game, but as of right now we're working, so I'm going to be writing some stuff down as far as the development of the game for the rest of the day. So let's talk Evander Holyfield versus Joe Frazier dream fight. All right, and like I said in my last video, because the camera is on me, that doesn't mean that my opinion is closer to the truth than yours. This is just my opinion. I like to know what you guys think. So let's try to break that down, man. First, let's talk about Joe Frazier. Okay, Joe Frazier existed in the most talented, arguably the most talented heavyweight pool of all time. We talking about Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, who else? Bonavina, No Quit Quarry, Ernie Shavers, Ron Lau, Kenny Norton. We talking about those guys, okay? So, I mean, the list goes on and on when it comes to talent. Ellis, you know, it goes on and on when it comes to talent at that time. And you have Evander Holyfield, arguably the best heavyweight pull of all time. Okay, so you got Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, of course, Riddick Bowe, Ray Mercer, Michael Dokes, Tim Witherspoon, Alex Stewart, George Foreman. He was brutalizing when he came back. You know, just those guys. Okay, so it was a fantastic heavyweight pool then. Razor, Ruddock, you know, Morrison. I mean, it was just going down then too. So you have two of the best heavyweight pools, and these guys existed there. That's what make this dream bout such a great dream fight. So style makes fights, and this would be, if I can die and go to boxing heaven and make a fight, this would probably be the first fight that I would request. And it's a very hard fight to call, but you know it's going to be action-packed because Joe Frazier has extremely good head movement, but a rock-hard head. And Evander Holyfield got a crazy chin, but he doesn't have the best power. Joe Frazier has one of the most devastating left hooks of all time. His body work was nasty, but Holyfield got one of the best chins of all time. His counter punching is nasty. Footwork is great. Physically strong, but doesn't look it. So when people, you know, match these guys up, you know, I've heard people bring up Evander Holyfield beating Mike Tyson and comparing Joe Frazier to Mike Tyson. I don't like doing that. One, that wasn't Evander, okay? He was further past his prime against Mike Tyson than Mike Tyson was past his prime against Holyfield, but both of them were past their primes. Yeah, Evander Holyfield showed grit, showed great game plan because Mike Tyson likes to dip to one side so he can go to your body, go up to your head with those uppercuts. He always dipped to that side. Evander Holyfield, he just cut that off. He met him at that side. That's why they always kind of met at the head with the headbutts and clashing of the heads because of the game plan. Holyfield had to meet him at that side. Evander Holyfield was pushing him back with his back strength, hopping back and forth. But that Evander Holyfield, he was throwing one punch at a time. He wasn't throwing the combinations. He wasn't Evander, okay? And Mike Tyson wasn't on his game plan like he used to be as far as skill-wise. That diminished, and his explosiveness diminished. So I don't like using that fight. The only thing I could take from that is his grit, Evander Holyfield's balls, and the fact that he took a hook to the body uppercut combination from Mike Tyson, and he just shook it off, okay? So I don't like using that. What I do like to use, though, is the Dwight Muhammad Cowie and Evander Holyfield fights at cruiserweight. I like to look at those fights because I relate Frazier to Kyrie a little bit more, except for Frazier was bigger, better, stronger. And honestly, Evander Holyfield at heavyweight, he was more experienced than he was at cruiserweight. He was bigger, better, stronger. So I see Frazier versus Holyfield. Did I say Ali? Frazier versus Holyfield as a Quarry versus Holyfield on steroids. That's how I look at it. So you know how magnificent those fights were. So I think once again we're gonna have to go 15 rounds. We're gonna have to go, in 3 fights. I think it's a great fight. Evander Holyfield is going to be missing pretty good, but he's going to be busy. Frazier's going to be pushing the fight, very busy, very accurate, dipping his head, coming up, working the body, coming up, very fast on his feet. Joe Frazier, he only lost 4 times, but he lost only against 2 guys, okay? Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, which people forget that he fought George Foreman twice. That second fight when he came back bald head, it was as bad as the first beating, all right? But Frazier's going to be pushing the fight, working, and Evander Holyfield loves a war. He's going to be pushing the fight, but he's always going to be setting up that counter. He likes to hop back and forth, use his feet. Look at the way he hurt Mike Tyson and stopped Mike Tyson. Look at the way that he hurt Michael Dokes and stopped Michael Dokes. Look at the way he hurt and stopped Buster Douglas. It was the same thing. He did that hop back and he landed that right hand. I mean, he did that all the time. And I think Frazier coming up with that left hook, he's going to be hitting Evander Holyfield with it because he loves the exchange. But I think Holyfield, with his jaw, he takes those. And I see Evander Holyfield timing that left hook and hopping back and coming back with the counter right hand to land on Joe Frazier time and time again. I don't see him dropping Joe Frazier. I don't see him knocking Joe Frazier out. He may hurt Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier may hurt him. But neither one of them, they're going the full 15. I just think that Evander Holyfield gets the nod. I think Evander Holyfield lands some clean shots on Joe Frazier. And I think Evander Holyfield, with his upper body strength, I think he kind of pushes Joe Frazier around when they tie up. When they tie up, I think Evander Holyfield pushes him back and have Joe Frazier fight off his back foot for a few combinations until Joe Frazier starts smoking again. It could go either way. It can go either way. When Joe Frazier starts to smoke and start just getting on a roll where he's just landing everything, he's going to be looking real good against Holyfield. But I've seen Holyfield take some hellacious shots from Riddick Bowe, George Foreman, and he's still ticking, okay? I did see Burt Cooper hurt him, though. And he leaned, and so did Riddick Bowe with that uppercut. He almost killed Holyfield with that shot. But I see them exchanging. I see a lot of high-level skill, but I think Evander Holyfield beats him with his feet. I think Evander Holyfield creates some countering opportunity and lands a very accurate right hand time after time. I think that makes the difference in the fight, and I give Evander Holyfield the nod. When it comes out of, for 3 fights, I give him the nod, the nod 2 out of the 3 times in a 15-round trilogy. So let me know what you think. Please comment below, and ShowBizz the dope. I'm out. Huh.